They didn't tell me. I doubt it. We'll probably check on it tomorrow, but not exactly sure.
Is his status for next week up in the air?
Yeah.
How do you feel that you guys played today against it? You know, do you guys consider this a game playing for pride, or how do you guys approach it? How do you feel like you guys played?
Try to approach it the same way we approach every game. Try our hardest to win and try to play our best. I thought the guys played real hard. I thought they competed. I thought every chance to beat a real good football team there. Obviously, not everything was perfect. And I thought, we weren't able to slow them down enough on defense. It's a real good offense, but still thought we should have slowed them down a little bit more. Thought the difference in the game, though, was, obviously the type of game it was. They've been in a number of those games this year, but we had to win it in a shootout, and I thought the difference was our two turnovers and getting none. Once that happened, that's why you end up losing by one score.
People yourself seem to be the hot hand that you like to deal tonight, and I would say that it was one of his strongest performances against one of the best teams in the NFL. What did you see out of him, and why do you think he was able to kind of come alive tonight versus other games earlier this season?
He had better stats tonight, so that's how it looks for receivers. But when the ball came his way, he did a good job, made some good catches, had some big plays, and it doesn't always work that way for wideouts. But when it came his way, he did a real good job, beat man coverage well, and caught the ball real well too.
How do you evaluate the night that Purdy had?
It seemed like he had a real good night, except for those two picks. They were two tough ones, but it seemed like he was playing at a pretty high level.
What did you see on those two picks?
Just the ball sailed on him. I sailed on the first one, the one versus man coverage, and I think he thought the free safety was playing deeper than he was, and free safety just read his eyes and teed off on it. It looked like cover 3, but I think he was a Tampa 2 player.
You backed up Moody pretty solidly the last few days. You see this? Do you have to start really evaluating that position?
We already are. We're evaluating all positions. I was just, early in the week, I was saying some of the things that he's gone through this year, which, are facts, just him coming back from that injury and everything. And today wasn't a great day by no means. He missing the 51-yard field goal. The 58-yard field goal, that's, just a gotta-have-it situation. And, I'm not going to be too hard on him for that far of a kick, but I know he's capable of making that. And it looked like he got the distance. I think he just missed it. But obviously that extra point, I don't know how the snap and the hold were. We'll look at that when we see the tape, but got to make that extra point.
At this point, how much of it seems like a mental or confidence thing?
I don't know. I don't know about people's mental.
Obviously, a lot of new names in the offensive line. How do you think that position group played today?
I thought they did a good job. Both of our left tackles come in just being on someone else's practice squad last week and being able to come in here and play in this game. I think that's the first time I've ever started a guy who was on someone else's practice squad last week at this time. So they did a real good job of just learning the terminology and stuff. I don't think they made too many mistakes. And I just appreciate them battling and putting themselves out there. And, we scored a lot of points, so obviously they were a part of that.
You put so much emphasis on taking the ball away with the special ball meetings and everything. And I think since the bye week, I think you have 2 takeaways. I think I asked you this the other day, but how do you account for that view?
Oh, it's extremely tough. It's tough to win when you don't get the ball like that. It didn't seem like we had many opportunities today, which you got to create your own opportunities. This past month, I think we have created a couple and haven't come down with it, but today I didn't see too many opportunities.
Just to clarify, Brian, what's your level of concern that could that be something long-term?
I wouldn't think so. I'm just speculating right now. I know everyone, when they hear about Brock's elbow and stuff, just like me, you think of the elbow injury from a couple of years ago, but just talking to doctors, he just got hit in the right spot, and when you get hit there, your nerves go and you can't feel much, but hopefully it'll be all right.
How do you feel about the culture of this team where you had guys flying around and playing, I thought, pretty fast today, even despite the fact this is week 17?
I'd be extremely disappointed if they didn't. I don't get how people can't play that way just because of week 17 or just because of you're not in the playoffs. This is the NFL. You get paid a lot to do it, and if you're the right type of guy, then there should never be a question. And I believe we do have the right type of guys, and You know, our guys played their asses off today, just didn't play good enough in a lot of areas, and that's all of us. And but I've never questioned our guys' effort or anything like that.
Kyle, was there, on the 4th and goal touchdown to St. Brown, was there a miscommunication in coverage there?
It looked like it. Yeah.
We'll speak to Debo and how he's played the last 2 weeks. He kind of set the momentum early on in this one on that first drive, but then to come off a week like he did in Miami, seemingly is also catching a rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, Debo's has played 2 good games, and Debo's a real good player. So it's a matter of time before he does.
Sam Laporta caught that 19-yard catch, I believe, on 4th and 3. Was there a miscommunication on that play as well?
Yes, short motion. I think 2 people went with the running back, and they left him alone.
Why was Dobbs the QB2, and could he possibly start if Brock can't play next week?
Possibly, yeah. I'll look into that always. Just once I start thinking about Arizona and stuff tomorrow, just with some of our O-line issues and things like that, and how the game could be, I thought it could turn into a scrambling type day, not knowing how it would go, and thought Dobbs was giving us the best chance for that reason. He did a hell of a job coming in there on his drive. Really good.
Yeah, I know this game didn't mean much as far as the rest of the season, but to be able to have that many young guys out there making plays, does it kind of seem as if you have some promise going into the next season?
I think everything's connected, good or bad. I think it can lead to good things the next year. I mean, we're going through this. By no means are we happy with what we're going through, but I fully expect us to get better for going through this. I mean, even if it could have gone worse today, I expect us to learn a lot here going through this stuff, and I expect it to make us a better team next year. And when the season is over, I can't wait to get started figuring out how to do that.
The way Nick Bosa played tonight, what does that mean to you, and what does that mean to this team?
Means he is who we think he is. Football's important to Nick. He's gotten healthier here in the last 10 days and stuff, and it was unfortunate how his health struggled during that stretch, and now he's starting to get better health-wise. He's been got out of that Miami game pretty clean, had a good week, and wish we were going to the tournament so we could play longer. All right, guys. Thanks.
Fred, how'd you feel about the overall effort that you guys played with tonight on defense?
I mean, the effort's always there. I feel like the effort's always there. It's always going to be about execution, about taking the ball away. We didn't do either of those things tonight.
Is there anything you could point to, like why the turnovers, the takeaways have dried up?
I have no idea. It's the most maddening thing on the planet. But hey, I mean, we got one game to figure it out, I guess.
You guys obviously have a different cast than last year when you play these guys. It just seems like there's so many new parts around you all season long that it just hasn't clicked. Is that fair to say that just hasn't?
I mean, yeah, it's too many just my bads, you know. Everybody just having their one play out there where it's like, dang, like just being on it, and I'm always gonna look at myself to see how I can be better to help bring everybody along. So.
The fourth downs, that their aggressiveness going for it there. Just how frustrating is it when they are converting them like they were tonight? Stay on field kick out.
Yeah, no, it's frustrating. I mean, we were prepared for it, most definitely. Obviously, we knew that that's what they wanted to do, and I feel like we had the right looks. And I think they went for probably 3 times on fourth down, and crucial moments just not being on it, and that's what the game was.
You guys them 11 months ago, crushed their dreams. Did you get a sense that they were, super motivated for this game, even though really, technically, whatever happened didn't matter for them?
No, yeah, I'm sure they were. I'm sure they were motivated. I'm sure they had they had all the motivation in the world to come in today and do what they did.
What happened on Gibbs' long touchdown run at the end?
The long touchdown run. We just got to set the edge right there, make them turn back. There's no edge, and then got to find a way to just make them turn back to the defense. And he took the sideline. He was gone.
You guys have entire meetings every week about the ball, taking the ball away, and I think it's 2 now since the bye. How do you wrap your brain around that?
I don't know. That's something I'm trying to figure out, especially for myself. Like I put a lot of pride on myself to take the ball away for the defense, for the team, and I haven't done it, so I have no room to talk about anybody. You got to look at yourself.
This season has been more like of a character building season that can absolutely, galvanize you guys going into the next season. I know this one is not far from over. You got one more game, but you get what I'm saying. Do you think that the way this season has gone will actually bring you guys together a little bit more? Jawan was just saying we get hurt together, we go to work together. Do you think that will be the mentality coming into the next season versus coming off the season?
Yeah, I mean it's hard for me to kind of think big picture right now because I'm fully focused on honestly just one game at a time. Even though the season hasn't gone how we wanted it to, and we're out of the playoffs and all that type of stuff. I feel like once we finish next week, that's when I'll have a moment to really reflect on the season.
But Ricky was saying even last week, he hadn't had tons of production, but he insisted, he never lost his confidence. He was fine, mentally. And that as far as that headspace. Do you get that vibe from him that, he's gone through a lot, but just kind of having some quiet performances, he hasn't been really fazed by this?
Yeah, no, Ricky's made of the right stuff. He's always been. Just because he hadn't had that big performance, you keep knocking at the door. It's going to come at some point. He had it in the biggest moment tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Fred.
Nothing right now. We're gonna get an MRI tomorrow and see. So.
Is it a concern to you at this point?
I mean, it doesn't feel the best, but just leave it at that. So we'll see tomorrow.
Can you describe what happened?
On that sack, I got hit on the backside, and yeah, basically just my arm was on fire, kind of thing. And so I tried throwing a couple on the sideline, and I couldn't at that point. So yeah, it has nothing to do with tapping out of a game or anything like that. I love my teammates, and I'll go to the very end for them and this fan base and everybody. So that's what hurts me is like I couldn't finish the game. But again, we'll see tomorrow.
With your arms on fire, is that similar pain to what you had in Philly?
A little bit, but we did some tests with like UCL stuff, and I'm good in that regard. But we just got to go get imaging on it tomorrow and see the whole thing. So.
Starting with the fourth quarter, it got really pass heavy there. I think the second interception came on the 10th straight pass, which I don't think I've seen before in a close game with this team. Was that something that you saw with Kyle that you guys talked about, like trying to specifically attack, something you saw with Detroit?
Can you say that again? Sorry, 10 passes in a row.
Got really, really pass heavy in the fourth quarter. There were 10 straight throws. I think 16 straight throws to end the game. Was that something specific that you saw with Detroit's defense to attack, the fact that you guys went away from the run game?
I think, going into the game, we didn't say anything like that. Like, hey, we're going to throw. Obviously, we go into the game with the mindset of we need to run the ball first, and that opens up everything else. But just the flow of the game, how it was going, I think our guys winning in man coverage, all that kind of stuff helped, and we were in a groove. And so, yeah, at that point in the game, we were just being aggressive and trying to win the game. However it took, and for us, we thought the pass game was going really well. So, and it was. So it just sucks with the two turnovers, crucial turnovers, and but yeah, that was our mindset.
What happened on those two interceptions, Brock?
First one, just got away from me. I left it too high for Ricky, and then the second one, I saw the linebacker suck in, and I thought I was going to have some space for Ricky, and then sure enough, there was a safety there in a disguise coverage, and so he just jumped it. So.
When it comes to your elbow, I know you've been asked, but just to clarify, Kyle Shanahan mentioned, head coach Kyle Shanahan mentioned that it was more of a nerve thing and you kind of like loose feeling, which puts me in the mind of like hitting your funny bone. Or are you saying being that it was on fire, it was like a sharp pain shooting up and down your arm?
No, it was in the moment. Like I said, it just felt, I don't know, heavy in a sense. So tomorrow we'll have an answer. So I'll leave it at that.
How badly do you want to play tonight? Now, obviously health is going to dictate, but do you really want to, push to play on Sunday?
100%. If we got a game, regular season game that we have an opportunity to suit up and we're healthy, man, yes. For my guys, for this organization, I want to finish the season with our guys.
Relate to some of the outside noise that players should sit out a game to retain their health going into the next season. Is that something you can even comprehend?
Yeah, I don't even know if that's really a thing. I don't know for sure if that's even a thing in the NFL. Obviously, college with going into the draft and stuff. But with we're here, we're in the professional level, and this is as good as it gets. So for me, it's like, why wouldn't I play for my team and try to get some momentum going for the next year with our guys and make a statement to everybody here and that's going to be here next year that I'm a competitor and I want to be out in the field any chance I get. So that's my mindset.
Rob, this was Ricky's best performance, I thought, to date. What did you see from him in this game, and have you seen that in practice the last couple of weeks where it's coming?
Yeah, I mean, we've all seen that in Ricky since he's been here, the way he runs routes, and he's explosive. And, for all of us, it's like, man, we just need to get him in some really good situations and get him the ball because he's a playmaker. And so tonight to be able to do that for him, man, I'm really, really happy for him. I know that'll be good for us moving forward, just our chemistry. And so more than anything, really happy for him, and he deserves it. And he's going to continue to do that kind of stuff for us.
Have you done anything extra with him? Obviously, he wasn't around for most of August, September, into October. Have you, after practices, just to build that chemistry that might have been missing earlier?
Yeah, we have. All throughout the season, we've had a couple of days where we stayed after and make sure we get some routes in. And he's still so young and like a sponge, you know, when it comes to learning route trees in our offense and stuff. And so for me, it's like he's going to listen. He's willing to be coached. And so we've had multiple days where we stay after, and, you know, I sort of explain to him, you know, what I'm thinking on a route, and then he tells me how he's feeling. So I'm really excited, man, to have him and to continue to work with him. So.
He's been obviously very, quiet, for most of his rookie season. He was just saying last week his confidence has never waned. He seemed pretty convincing.
I'm sorry, who's this?
Oh, I'm sorry, Ricky.
Ricky, okay.
Yeah, he said his confidence has never waned. He seemed pretty convincing and saying, I'm fine. Have you noticed that? I mean, just that, it's not like he's had the most productive rookie season, but it hasn't gotten down.
No, I mean, more than anything, dude, like, Ricky knows who he is and, you know, his purpose in life. Like, you could see it, like, in the locker room and stuff. Yes, he's a rookie, but he's very mature, and I just love his attitude. After games, he'll text me and just talk about routes and stuff. Like, he's hungry, and which I love, and he tells me time and time again, like, if I miss something or if he could have done something better, like, he'll text me and just be like, dude, I want the best for you and for us moving forward. So, like, Ricky's on the same page as us, man. And as a quarterback, that's all you could ask for. And so he's had a great attitude all year. Obviously, it's a long year as a rookie, and you go through so much, and that dude has been through more than anybody. So for him to come out tonight and just compete and stay consistent with his routine all year long, then you see it. And he showed it tonight, so really happy for him. Thanks, guys.
Make it seem like you really kind of led the way tonight as far as the intensity. How would you evaluate? I know you got dinged early on. How would you evaluate your game tonight?
Yeah, my goal was just to come out, play as hard as I could. It was a little weird last week for the first time in my career playing a game that doesn't necessarily mean anything in terms of playoff contention, and I kind of had to check myself and this week come in with a mindset of every game matters, and we need to put the best product out there that we can, and that's what I try to do.
Later announced there was a concussion, or they were looking into you for a concussion, but you returned. You did seem shaken up right after. Can you kind of just talk about what happened?
Yeah, Sam just tried to get in on it and caught me. It was more of like a stinger type thing, but the ref wanted me to go to the tent, so I had to go answer some questions.
Was it crown of your helmet?
It was like jammed, yeah, my neck.
Do you feel like your helmet, I know that you've got a sort of a different helmet, helped you in that?
Yeah, maybe. When it hits the top like that, it's not as good, but
Played these guys 11 months ago, kind of crushed their dreams. Do you get the sense they're kind of a different team, and also that this was a very important game for them to win?
I don't think they're that different. I think they've had a ton of injuries on defense, which hurts them. But the mentality of the head coach, you could see it throughout everybody. It's really a cool team. I could just see from afar that it's probably a fun team to play for. And they come out and they play to win every game, and I respect that.
You guys put so much emphasis on the ball meetings and takeaways, and I think you got 2 since the bye week. Is there any accounting for that? I mean, there's so many different things that go into a turnover or a takeaway. How do you wrap your brain around that?
It goes into every level of the defense. When you have your opportunity, I know we had 2 against Stafford. That could have made. I mean, if we get those, it sparks a bunch of other ones. So you just have to make your plays when they're there, and then just be in the right spots. And I don't think we've done a great job of that this year.
From the left side most of tonight, but Sewell is all pro. Did you want that matchup? What you think about that matchup tonight?
He's good. He's a really good player, and I wanted to see where I'm at against him.
Had you ever seen anything like the Jamison Williams touchdown where it's popped back to him? Had you seen something like that? Or
I was in the tent, so I had no idea that happened.
There was a play in this game where Mustafa on kind of a misdirection, sprinted all the way across the field to make the play. Did you see the play? And
I
what do you
think it
is
was it the one Gibbs cut back? Yeah, I had like a 10-yard cushion, and he ran by me like didn't exist. And I tried to sprint, and I was just like, all right, I don't have this. And thankfully, Mustafa is a heat-seeking missile, and he made the play. So.
You talked about your mindset tonight. What was your mindset against Miami? I mean, you kind of indicated it took us. Maybe it was
I mean, I think we came in with the right mindset as a team. Just myself, it felt a little like dead energy-wise. But yeah, it was a learning, a moment for me to learn and make sure that I come in with the right mindset every single week.
It seems like there's a lot of plays where you guys get TFLs, pass breakups, and it'll be like a couple plays in a row, and then there's an explosive allowed. What can you put your finger on about the inconsistencies?
Yeah, I mean, we did get them to second, third, and longs, and then they would make a big play, and you definitely want to capitalize when you back them up like that. And we didn't do that tonight, and that's why they scored 40 points. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Howdy.
Let me start off on a positive note. You have your fourth season of over 1,000 yards, and you hit that tonight. How does that feel?
Feels good. Getting 1,000 yards is tough. It's hard. You have to play a whole season for it. Besides that, not much else to say about it.
After a night like this?
Yes, it is. Definitely.
How concerned are you and your teammates about Brock's health and his elbow again?
What did he say?
Got to go MRI tomorrow.
Not concerned then. I'll be concerned tomorrow if I need to be. But right now, not worried about it. Josh looked good, though. That was fun.
It was good to see Ricky go out there and have the game he had as well.
How many yards did he have? 120?
141.
Whoo! That's awesome. No, I mean, that's like, those are the games that I've always expected him to have. Just like watching him practice in OTAs, like every day he went off for like 100+ yards. And just to, get that game under his belt, I think will just raise his confidence a ton. And like, because it's hard to go out there and just get, not a lot of catches, not open a lot. Sometimes it's the ball and the game just doesn't go your way. And for him to go out there and do that, and just stack up a bunch of catches, run really efficiently, get downhill. He did all the things that we needed him to do. I think that's just going to raise his confidence a bunch and just a great step forward in his early young career.
Especially true against this team, just because of all the.
Say it again, sorry?
Is that especially true against the Lions, just given all the press coverage that they that they play?
Yeah, I mean, they played us in man a ton. And, Ricky was a very reliable receiver tonight for Brock, and that was awesome to see. I love press man coverage. It's one of my favorites. So I had a fun time running routes tonight, and I know Ricky did as well.
I know the expectation as a receiver here is to block.
Hmm?
Watching Jawan, what he does on some of those plays, what's it like?
It was really fun. I thought Jawan just brought a completely different energy tonight, and it was violent and angry, and that's the Jawan that we need to be successful. So seeing that tonight was awesome, and he does that, catches the ball, makes punishes defenders when he gets the ball. That was really fun to see.
Pull him away from the end zone back there.
I just don't need unnecessary penalties sometimes, and all I want is Jawan to stay on the football field with us, and nothing else to happen. I didn't really see much of it besides Jawan getting pushed, and so I was like, he could respond to that. So I'm just going to do my best to not let him respond to it.
As a leader, why is it so important to kind of put your arm around Jake when he's not in his
I'm a huge fan of Jake. I'm a huge fan of him in the locker room, off the field. He's made some big kicks for us when we needed him. Tonight was a really tough night for him, and I feel horrible for him. I know his expectations of himself are higher than that. All I said is, hey, man, you got great kicks ahead of you. Just keep going. Just keep believing in yourself. And it's one of those games that's like, all right, this is just, it's going to go one of two ways. You're going to let it define you, or you're going to, say, no, I'm not going to let that define me. I'm going to go back out there. I'm going to make a ton of kicks. So, he's got the leg for it, and we just got to get his confidence in himself.
In those conversations, is he mentioning that his injury has had any kind of domino effect to his kicking? He's
No, not tonight. He didn't say anything to me about that. So, I appreciate him not trying to have an excuse for that. I didn't get a chance to talk to him after the game. You guys kind of beat me to that. So, but I'll definitely have a conversation with him and just see how he's doing.
George, as one of the captains on the team, is there a certain level of play or something that you want to see from your team this week, next week, to finish out the year?
I think over my 8 years here, we've tried to establish a standard of how we play, run around, hit people, be violent, punch someone in the mouth legally, and then execute when we need to execute. And we did that at times tonight, and then we didn't do it at times tonight. So we have to continually get better because we're not playing at the standard that we need to play at. We had opportunities tonight, but when you have 2 turnovers and they don't have any turnovers and it's a shootout, it's hard to win when they get extra ops.
Does this game mean anything for the future, what this team could be for the future, knowing that you're playing the team that right now could be the #1 seed in the playoffs this year?
Say it one more time.
Did this game mean anything for the future? Just what you can do in the future, knowing that the team you're facing tonight or face tonight is in line, could be the #1 seed in the NFC?
Yes and no. For the way the season has gone, sure. But the way that we've played the last couple of years, those are kind of my expectations. Is, I go into every game expecting to win. I expected to win tonight, regardless of our record and what their record is. They're a great football team. They're a really well coached football team. Took advantage of their opportunities. They won the game. But I went into this game fully expecting to win, fully expecting our offense to go out there and, they're a banged up defense, and I thought we could take advantage. And obviously, we're banged up too. But I thought we were moving the ball really efficiently, and turnovers were tough to overcome. But no, it was. And I want to go out there and play good football every single week. That's what I want to do. That's what I want my team to do. And, we struggled with doing that all season. And, that's why we're 6-10. Woof.
George, I was going to ask you, if someone said in September, early September, you guys will be 6-10.
Yep.
You would have said what?
I just would have disagreed with them probably. That's football. It's the highs and lows of it. Football, you have to put in all the work. Ball has to bounce your way. Guys got to stay healthy. You got to get a little bit lucky. And, we haven't really gotten any of those things to go our way. And, not playing at a high level, not executing well, leaving guys open on 3rd, 4th down, being downfield on a pass play. There's just a lot of things out there that are, we're hurting ourselves and then just not giving ourselves a chance to win. And, it's not like I feel like, Coach Shanahan, our coaches, I think they do a fantastic job of coaching us and explaining things, giving us the rules, the things that we have to do. And, you know, as players, it's the NFL, it's your job. So, like, we need to know how to execute. We need to know what to do. And we just haven't been able to do that a lot this year. And, you know, I don't have an answer. I can't put my finger on it, but it's something to look at. You know, whether you watch the tape or whether this offseason to look at, it's like, hey, we have to go back to being able to do all the little things right before we can try doing the cool big things well. Thanks, guys.